Hey guys, what's up? Harrison Graham here from Chat Sports, bringing you NFL Daily Chiefs Rumors Edition. This show is brought to you by the MyTV Choice app. Get rid of commercials during the Final Four this weekend. You can find it at mytvchoice.com. Let's get things started. Tyreek Hill. He's been invisible the past couple of weeks during this investigation involving the battery situation with his 3-year-old son. Posted a video to his YouTube page. He had a workout. He was talking about to be the best, you got to work out like the best, and mentioned Antonio Brown, some of the other top receivers in the NFL. Also said some possibly controversial things. Say, you write your own story. Don't let an analyst write your own story. Tyreek, a lot of controversy going around you right now. We already went through this with the Chiefs last year, having to cut Kareem Hunt. By the way, don't forget, Tyreek Hill has a history of domestic behavior, pleaded guilty to an assault situation with his pregnant girlfriend at the time in college, got kicked out of Oklahoma State. Chiefs have given him a second chance, had been pretty good up until a few weeks ago when this case popped up. Tyreek Hill, I think the best course of action is to stay quiet. You look at this roster right now at the receiver position, Tyreek Hill really makes this offense go. Obviously, Travis Kelce at tight end, but Sammy Watkins, he's injury prone, has only played 16 games one time in his entire career. Brought in Sammy Coates, hadn't done much the past couple of years, so Tyreek Hill critical to this offense. Obviously, the Chiefs are going to wait and see how this case plays out. So I ask you guys, what should the Chiefs do with Tyreek Hill? Type K for keep him, T for trade him, and C for cut him. Obviously, my answer is you wait and see what happens with the case. If it gets dropped, obviously this problem goes away. But if this thing goes south, Chiefs may not have an option other than to cut him. Patrick Mahomes, on a more positive note, he announced his new foundation. It's called the 15 and the Mahomes Foundation. Hopped on Jimmy Fallon the other night, talked about a variety of things. This mission for his foundation focuses on improving the lives of children. Wellness, academics, sciences, arts, after-school programs. Patrick Mahomes is winning in life right now. He understands what it's like to be the face of a franchise, to be a franchise quarterback, has said all the right things, has done all the right things, has led this franchise in the right way. Obviously, on the field, reigning MVP, 50 touchdowns a year ago. Patrick Mahomes doing all the right thing. By the way, he talked about his alma mater, Texas Tech, being in the Final Four when he was on Jimmy Fallon, among other things. So during the Final Four, MyTV Choice app is your answer. Get rid of commercials during the Final Four and the National Championship game. Watch Chat Sports content from us. You'll see Tom Downey, Mitchell Renz, mytvchoice.com. Latest going on in the NFL and in college sports. That's mytvchoice.com. Trade earlier this week. Defensive end help for the Chiefs. They acquire Emmanuel Ogbah. Traded safety Eric Murray to the Browns in return. Obviously, that leaves them a little bit thin in the secondary. We'll talk about that more in a little bit. But this was an absolute need for Kansas City. You lose Justin Houston. You lose Dee Ford. Ogbah, more of a 4-3 scheme guy. Steve Spagnuolo coming in to run this defense. Look for him to possibly be a starter on one of those end spots. Again, Eric Murray exits in the trade, had 55 tackles a year ago. But you brought in Tyrann Mathieu, the Honey Badger, so you figure you're a little bit better in that spot. Might address safety and or corner in the draft. Again, we'll get to that in a little bit. But you get defensive help right now on that front four. Obviously, you look at this depth chart of the front four. You got Ogbah on one end. You picked up Alex Okafor in free agency. Those guys combined for 7.5 sacks last year. Chris Jones in the middle, 15.5 sacks. Noddy in the middle as well, more of a run stopper. Look for Breeland Speaks as well. We got him listed behind Alex Okafor. He was more of a 4-3 guy in college. He can put his hand in the ground now in this new scheme. Look for him to help make up some of those sacks you lost in Houston and in Ford. Speaking of Chris Jones, could he be in for a big pay raise? He's entering the final deal of his rookie contract. J.I. Halsell said recently, a salary cap expert, used to be a correspondent for the Washington Redskins, also an agent in the NFL, said Jones could net $20 million per year, especially if he waits until after this offseason. Chiefs have discussed possibly extending him this offseason. This reminds me of the Dallas Cowboys and DeMarcus Lawrence after 2017. If you remember, he signed the franchise tag to play for just over $17 million in 2018. If the Cowboys wanted to extend him after 2017, could have got him in that $17-18 million range per year long term. Now look at the Cowboys. They're kind of stuck in this, well, do we pay him north of $22 million? That's what DeMarcus Lawrence wants. If you wait, if you're Kansas City, you might have to pay Chris Jones over $20 million. Like D-Law had this breakout season in 2018 with 15.5 sacks. You see the tackles for loss there, lots of quarterback hits. He is a game breaker. He has another big season and you don't have him under contract, he's going to cost likely over $20 million per year. So I'll ask you guys, Chris Jones, would you pay him over $20 million per year? I would try to get it done right now. I think he's worth, you get him in the $17-18 million range. 8 years, $90 million is kind of what I'm looking for. If you wait till after this year, probably going to be over $20 million. I would still pay him that amount if that's what it takes. You just lost two of your best pass rushers. You got to get after the quarterback in today's NFL. Chris Jones can do that. Type Y for yes, N for no, if you are willing to pay him over $20 million per season. This show is also brought to you by BetDSI, the best online sportsbook that is out there. They have a promo going right now, 120% bonus, live 120 is your promo code right there. Go to chatsports.com/bet to win yourself some money today. Sione Takitaki. I know Tom Downey's a big fan of his, our NFL analyst here. Ian Rappaport reports that he is in for a 2-day visit. Came in yesterday, is finishing up today with Kansas City. Bizarre college career. At the end of the 2015 season at BYU, broke an honor code violation. Missed the rest of that season, missed 2016, came back in 2017, had a big year, and really had an explosive year in 2018. You look at what he did, almost 120 tackles. Gives you a little bit in the pass rush game as well, 4 sacks, the tackles for loss, couple of pass breakups there as well. Could be a day 3 option for Kansas City. This linebacking core, they added Damian Wilson in the offseason, Anthony Hitchens the year before, a couple of former Cowboys linebackers. You got Reggie Ragland, who's going to be in the middle of the new 4-3 scheme. Darian O'Daniel did some nice things last year. Look for him to rotate in as well. But Sione Takitaki, I think he's an interesting prospect. You find him in the 5th round pick if he's sitting there. I think it's a good option. He tested well at the Combine, was a late invite to the Senior Bowl, did some good things. I think this guy went from completely off the radar to maybe sneaking up as high as into the 4th round. Let's forget day 3 picks though. How about pick number 29? Kansas City needs cornerback help. Could DeAndre Baker be the answer? CBS's latest mock has the Chiefs selecting Baker at 29. I know Todd McShay of ESPN also had Kansas City taking Baker. I think this would be a home run pick. You look at what he did at Georgia his last 2 years in college, did not allow a touchdown when targeted, had 5 interceptions the last 2 years. This guy's locked down, played elite receivers in the SEC. National championship game a couple of years ago, remember Calvin Ridley? 0 catches on 2 targets. DeAndre Baker was one of the best corners in college football the last couple of years. Sure, he has a slight frame for NFL standards. Didn't test extremely well at the Combine, 4.52 in the 40. Agility drills weren't great. But as far as being a technician at the position, DeAndre Baker is as good as anyone in this class. You look at our top 5 corners as we approach the draft in just 3 weeks or so. Greedy Williams, Byron Murphy. Those 2 guys not going to be on the board likely when Kansas City picks at 29. Baker may not be there either. I've seen him go earlier in some mocks. These mocks have him sliding a little bit. If he's there at 29, I think it's a home run pick. If he's your guy and it's 24, 25 and you trade up, you got 3 of the top 63 picks. I think DeAndre Baker is more than worth it for Kansas City's secondary. I mean, you look at this defense last year. Kansas City simply has to be better. The offense is so good. Not getting to the Super Bowl last year was a disappointment with how historic the offense was, guided by Patrick Mahomes. Pass defense, horrible. Only Cincinnati was worse. Not much better in the run D. Scoring defense was slightly better, still 26 points per game. You get that below 25 in that 24 range with the way this offense can score with Patrick Mahomes. Hopefully Tyreek Hill is back in the mix and can get through this battery issue going on. But they got plenty of weapons on offense. They got to get better on defense. So I'll ask you, what should the Chiefs do with the number 29 pick? I think nine scenarios out of 10, it's going to be defense, and it's likely going to be in the secondary. Perhaps if one of the premier edge guys falls, I could see that being an option as well. But I think corner at number 29, and especially DeAndre Baker, would be an excellent pick. NFL Daily has been brought to you by the MyTV Choice app. Go to mytvchoice.com to get rid of commercials forever. Final Fours this weekend. You can see chat sports content with us, Tom Downey, Mitchell Renz breaking it all down for you. The NFL headlines, college headlines, other scores. MyTV Choice app, mytvchoice.com. Download it today.